cousin Kylie here. We're at Miss Saigon, right off of Federal and Exposition. And we're here with like a ton of comfort food in front of us.
Yes.
And my friend, we need it after that show that we saw.
We do. We definitely, it was an emotional roller coaster. Before we tell you what we thought of it, we'll give you a little bit of the background in the history. So Miss Saigon, it's actually set in 1975, right in the last couple of days of the Vietnam War, and it's a love story, which, oh, again, I'm having trouble getting through it.
I know.
Okay, it's between an American GI and a young Vietnamese woman. It's actually based on the opera Madame Butterfly. So they're separated at the fall of Saigon, and then this is kind of watching them make their way back to each other.
It is an emotional roller coaster, but it is beautiful. One of the things that I really loved about this musical was the story itself, which I know seems really general, but it was a 3-hour-long musical, and it did not feel that way because of, one, the story itself, and two, just the flow of it all, the music. One thing I will say, though, is it was pretty much all singing, which you and I didn't care about.
So I didn't even realize it until you brought that up at intermission. I was like, you're right, there hasn't been any just general dialogue.
Right, and I know some people get kind of weird about that, but
that makes sense.
But I don't think you would notice it either necessarily in a bad way. It was beautiful.
I just fell in love with every single character. And I love when a show is able to create that empathy and that love for every single person, and you're rooting for just about everyone along the way. And it's why it's such an emotional roller coaster. You get so invested.
We think pretty much anybody would like this for the most part.
You could fall in love with it, but I do think there are a couple of groups of people who maybe might want to stay away from it.
Children.
Do not bring your children.
No, this is not a children's musical. No, please don't do that.
I would even say, like, young teens, this might even be like a little too racy for.
Right.
We had a couple of moments. We're like,
there were more than a couple of moments. Yeah, racy I think is a good word.
Yeah.
So just leave the kids at home for this one.
Yeah, have a date night, mom and dad, you'll be good. There is I will just say a trigger warning, there are a lot of gunshots that go off. There's helicopter, and I was startled quite a bit, so I think anyone who's really sensitive to that, just know that that's something you're going to be experiencing.
Again, the end of the Vietnam War, that was when this all was taking place. This was amazing. We loved it.
Loved it. I sobbed. I mean, ugly cried with everyone around me.
Yeah, me too. I wasn't as emotional, but I was definitely emotional for it. This is a classic musical. We have wanted to see this forever, and now we're understanding why people love it so much and why it's been a classic for so long. Okay, can we eat now?
Yes, we've got boom way, and then we have a noodle bowl with egg rolls on top. Yes.
Okay, I'm starting here.
Okay, here we go.
Oh wait, you go in. You're using the chopsticks?
Of course I'm using the chopsticks.
And that's your unpretentious theater review.
It's running at the Buell Theater until September 22nd.
I'm having more of this.
I know.